As people all around the world seem increasingly polarized in their differences, Guyana must unite behind the idea of a safer, more cohesive, and more sustainable future, with no one left behind. The 2030 Agenda to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, presents an exciting future vision for Guyana. No poverty, zero hunger, access to sanitation, and safe drinking water for all Guyanese. These goals and others aim to preserve Guyana's rich cultural and environmental heritage by promoting a nation whose laws, economy, and infrastructure allow everyone to participate equally in them. These goals are ambitious, but they are attainable. The 17 SDGs are necessarily overlapping and interconnected. SDG 5, gender equality, is particularly important for the achievement of the other 16 SDGs. Gender equality is not just about girls and women. It is about fostering a society in which no one is limited by other people's standards, where every citizen's strengths are utilized, and where everyone can enjoy the full benefits of free choice and equal opportunities. In Guyana, we are starting from a point in which gender-based violence, social stigmas, and unequal access to the job market are important reminders of the task ahead. I'd like to touch on just some of the ways in which the United Nations is putting gender equality at the forefront of all of our work in Guyana. UN Environment leads the UN country team in their role to support the government in elaborating the Green State Development Strategy, incorporating the SDGs. Gender equality is a cross-cutting principle to ensure a better life for all Guyanese. The International Labour Organization, ILO, has conducted research on gender in the workplace with a view to promote decent work for both women and men. In one area where many women are employed, ILO helped register the Red Thread Domestic Workers Cooperative to improve the employment situations for domestic workers throughout Guyana. The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, is supporting women in indigenous and rural communities in managing community enterprises and being prepared for risks from climate change. Access to early warning systems, access to microfinance and women's networks are some of the ways in which women's capacities are being strengthened. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, is also placing emphasis on assisting rural women to improve resilience to disasters by introducing agriculture best practices in 7 villages where women farmers are most vulnerable. FAO ensures that gender is mainstreamed in all of its programs in agriculture, forestry and fisheries, food and nutrition security, and sustainable management of natural resources. The Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, World Health Organization, WHO, have provided support to mainstream gender in health planning and programming. Work is ongoing with the Ministry of Public Health to ensure universal health for everyone, inclusive of access to services and health coverage, and healthcare providers trained in responding to intimate partner violence and sexual violence against women. The United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, and the Joint UN Programme on HIV/AIDS, UNAIDS, are all helping to strengthen health and family life education in schools, to reduce teenage pregnancies, while making sure that teenage mothers are able to continue studies. UNAIDS helped Guyanese women living with HIV to participate in a Caribbean leadership training to empower women and reduce stigma in HIV programs. UN Women is undertaking a prevalence survey of gender-based violence in Guyana that would inform policies and actions to prevent and curb gender-based violence and to support victims and survivors. In so doing, quality gender equality statistics will be made available to meet policy and reporting commitments. The International Organization for Migration, IOM, is strengthening national systems to prevent and curb human trafficking, where women and girls are vulnerable targets that require particular attention and protection. The UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR, also works with IOM in protecting women and girls among migrants from exploitation. These are just the few examples of how gender is being incorporated in all areas of the UN's work in Guyana, with the aim of assisting the government of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana in building a safer, more inclusive, and more equitable society. The UN remains committed to working to reduce inequalities in all its forms. Secretary General Antonio Guterres says, and we believe, that we do not give up this work because we know by reducing inequality, we increase hope, opportunity, and peace around the world.